My name is Dr. Jill Emanuel, and on behalf of TCM World Foundation, we are delighted to welcome you to this advanced training series workshop on Xiao Dao, given by Grandmaster Linan Liu. Let's get started with our workshop. Dr. Liu, what makes diagnosis and healing so complicated today, and why is there a need for a different paradigm such as Xiao Dao?
We can see today because civilization is good things. Now we have everything, and the bad things we have everything too. Today is not ancient time. Today life become more complicated. It's a complicated life. Therefore, we create complicated illness and disease. But the most difficult part is we call ourselves is Chinese medicine, or we call natural healing practitioners. Once we are natural healing practitioners, we do these things, but we are not the first line. We are the last hope. When we have last hope, when they come to us, they already go through many other kind of treatment or healing modalities. But when they doesn't fix, then they come to you. At that time, it's so difficult, so complicated. It's not just difficult, it's complicated. Complicated meaning is information. Information. But the information is qi in Chinese medicine. We call it qi. Qi become complicated. Qi become complicated. Just look at one of the very simple things, which is in classical, traditional way, we say there are only 6 pathogens at the nature. These 6 pathogens, when the human body, when human life out of balance, they are easy enter the body, caused issues. We can understand these classical 6 pathogens. Wind, number 1 is wind in Chinese medicine. Wind, cold, damp, dry heat, fire, dryness. These are 6 nature's pathogens. We all know wind. Why wind? How many people have experience when the windy day you go out, you get a migraine? Because the wind can flow, comes in, come out, and the wind is invisible. Have you seen the wind? No, we never see the wind. We only see effect of the wind. How do you know it's a windy day? Because you hear the sound, but you don't see the wind. You see the trees moving. You see the flags of their front yard is moving. Now you say, oh, it's a windy day, but you don't see the wind. If a wind can carry many different kind of pathogen, many different kind of energy enter the human body. Therefore, you often see these 6. When these 6 outside nature pathogen enter the body, we create symptoms. But today, modern life is not just have these 6 pathogen. So we adding more due to the civilization. We create first one, EMF. As today, who doesn't have a cell phone? Electromagnetic field everywhere. But the electromagnetic field, we know there's so many new modern disease. What I see my patients, they are caused by EMF. Just think about the one thing. You're holding the cell phone in your hand. The center of your hand is a pericardiums. So the pericardiums be constantly pulsing by heat. You know, cell phone in your hand cause heat. Talk longer, you have heat. That kind of heat is not the natural heat. It's electromagnetic fields heat. Therefore, can associate what? Fire. Associated with dryness, dry heat, or fake heat. They are not real fire. They are heat. When that kind of heat constantly pulse to your pericardiums, then what? Impact your heart. When it impact your heart, it's a pericardians. As today we all know, number one killer is heart disease. It's not cancer, it's heart disease. Can we really see associated with the electromagnetic field? Number two, air pollution, gas. All of this, the air is not fresh anymore. How many people have experience when you say, I'm going to the work, then you feel good? Why? Your air change, your lung change. Why? The nutrition, the air contained things into your body and to your lung. Number three is GMO. We know today's food. How many food issues? The waters is not pure anymore. Food is not pure anymore. And the children, look at that. Now they 11 years old already got a period. How can that happen? Growth hormones. See, all of these things impact our biological natural processing the time. When time changes, space changes. Modern science talk about it. We talk about these things later. Space and time can be impacted by all of these pathogens. Vaccination. You're born, how many different kind of shot you have to get? For example, chicken pox, the simple chicken pox. Chicken pox, ancient time, no one get these things. But chicken pox is one of the natural immune system boosts for the human body. But now we limited this possibility. All children doesn't go through this natural immune system boost exercise called immune system exercise. We're missing this opportunity. Once you're missing this opportunity when you grow up, how many issues we are facing? And the last one is called what? Prescription medication. So today, the CDC study at 2021, they say 60% the American adults from 18 or over have at least one prescription medication. And the 30% the adult has at least 2 to 3 or more medication. What is that going to do? The medication itself, not just medication. The worst part of medication, in my opinion, is a side effect. For the modern science point of view, there's no such things, side effect. They are all effect. They are all effect. There's no side effect. There's effect. So soon or later, they are going to exist at your human body, at your body. Now you think about it. You have all of these natural 6 pathogens. Adding the new, I'm just put the one everybody can understand. And the 5 adding together. Now you have 11 pathogens outside of yourself. You cannot control. Think about all of these outside factors based on your lifestyle will impact you, will create a different kind of body symptoms. What are we going to deal when the patient walking into our office carry all complaint, major complaint? How do we deal with it? Are we deal with their real complaint, or are we deal their side effect of medication? Or are we deal on something else? When we face this complicated condition, how can we start healing? How can we start healing without make actual mistake and lead the body to the wrong path? That's the challenge for today. That's why when I learned this method from my master, I think it's so good for today. Because today's modern life is complicated. Condition is complicated. How can we start healing? Start healing immediately without make mistake. We often heard safety is the first priority. Safety. How can we apply natural law? Natural law, not human law. The natural law of the natural capability to start healing. And the natural healing, that is the challenge for each one of us. Through my many years of experience, I use this method very successfully because sometimes even though patients think they tell you the truth, you know they only tell you what they think is very important. Sometimes there are so many layers behind there that they haven't tell you. They think it's not important. Particularly I'm acupuncturist. Why they come here to tell me their life, their emotion, their spiritual struggle and problems. They won't tell me. They tell me it's simple. Acupuncture for pain. I have knee pain. I don't want to get surgery. Can you fix? They won't tell me they have high blood pressure. They won't tell me I have acid reflux. They won't tell me I'm middle of the divorce. Does it help? Does your emotional real impact the human body? We know, yes, it's qi. Emotional is qi. Emotions is one of the most powerful qis we haven't understand yet. And most of the time, most people waste, in my opinion, waste all the energy in this area. Let me give you one real example. Put this case up, please.
I'm going to read through this case. Dr. Liu will explain further. We have a 52-year-old male with the main complaint of knee pain. It's important to think about this person's whole lifestyle. So we're going to look at his occupation. He's a corporate manager. He works long hours and he's under moderate stress. At the same time, he's also sedentary with occasional exercise and sleeps about 5 to 6 hours per night. He reports a medical history of mild high blood pressure, acid reflux, chronic fatigue, and chronic cough, as well as long COVID. He's on several medications with also several courses of antibiotics. The main medications he's on, lisinopril for high blood pressure, omeprazole, which you may also know as Prilosec for acid reflux, and sertraline, which you also may know as Zoloft for anxiety and depression. Despite this medication, the patient reports continued symptoms, including morning exhaustion even after sleep, tightness in the chest, occasional heart palpitations, bloating and irregular bowel movements, depression, and a lack of motivation overall.
Okay, I want everybody think about this one first. If that is someone in front of you asking help, what are you going to do? Where are you going to start? And how are you going to start without make mistake? You don't want to add additional herb. You are not give new prescriptions and come to us. Either you use massage, you use exercise, you use meditation, or you use acupuncture. You need a diagnosis. You need to understand what is the superficial level, what is the underneath level. You need to know the whole big picture. But without know the whole big picture, how do you start? He come to me because knee issue. He doesn't want to get a knee replacement. The doctor say bone to bone. You better do something. Otherwise, you get a knee replacement. Oh, it's very good. It's a guarantee. It's a lifetime guarantee. You don't have to do anything. It's a lifetime guarantee for the mesh, for the artificial knee, but not a lifetime guarantee. Your bone will accept this. Think this way. They only guarantee something they impact. They don't guarantee your bone will accept. It's falling, invades your body. Anyone have experienced like a tiny poked and the bone, nails stuck in your hand. How painful. Just tiny things at your body. You don't feel good. You want to take it out. Now the biggest things are stuck in your knee and between the bones. How long you can handle them? Right? We all know you don't feel the pain doesn't mean pain is not there. Everyone understands this. Right? Let me go back to this knee pain. Just knee. He come here for knee. I know this kind of concept. I know he has something haven't tell me the whole truth. Yeah, I cannot get that big picture. But at least we are here talk about the big picture is a situation. He's not for the knee. He asked for knee pain. We'll go to the one thing, the knee. What is knee? In Chinese medicine, they don't look at the knee. They look at what's the root behind the knee. Who is real control the knee? Which organ is responsibility for the strong knee? Now think of this. What a knee can do? Strength of your body. Your body can stand up. When your body can stand up, you need strength. So follow me. Let us go back to when we was a child. What month you can stand up? Watch the baby. Which months they can stand up? The earlier they can stand up, the healthier they are. Why? The knee has a strength. We will allow they stand up and they can walk. Chinese medicine say the knee is the byproduct related to your kidney function, which is your entire inherited wisdom has to support the knee. Because first you need to stand up, then you can walk, then you can run. That's what we do. All the energy inherited from our parents, holding in the knee, kidney, now we have to send it to the body, to the knee. If knee has an issue, then he has kidney function issue. You got it? So when he has a kidney function issue, does he has anxiety and depression? What's the anxiety, depression? He doesn't have a strength to fight. That's the knee. But I cannot just say, yeah, you have a knee issue. You have a kidney issue. In order to do this knee issue and the kidney issue, because he also have hypertension, the medication for so many years. Does anyone understand the side effect of these three major medications? Think this. Generally speaking, in Chinese medicine, we say hypertension is totally different concept in Eastern and Western. Western thinking, the hypertension is you're over too much, overused. Your heart overuse the blood pressure, so the blood go higher. So we need to control, need to calm you down. Therefore, all the medication is due to control you, make you slow down, make the blood pressure not going higher. The number be stabilized, condition will continue. Because hypertension is an effect, hypertension is not a cause. You are under emotional stress, you are under life threatening, you are under certain kind of situation, your blood pressure automatically go higher. That's natural. Your blood pressure go higher is natural. Your body natural responds. But if you are healthier, you should be able naturally let it go. Up, down. Just a daytime sunrise, temperature rise. Nighttime sun go down, temperature drop. It's nature. It's nature. The blood pressure should be same thing. When you're under the situation, blood pressure go higher. When you slow down, take a hot bath, relax, blood pressure comes down. But if you are facing constantly physical and emotional stress, then the blood pressure stayed there, doesn't go down. Therefore, in the Western way, they say, let me control that, blood pressure go down. Eastern doesn't think in this way. Eastern thinking, you run out of gas. You don't have enough energy to support you. So the body calling, listen to me, your heart calling to other organs, say, please, I need support. Almost like a mayday, mayday. It's emergency. I need more energy. Because you don't have enough energy to allow the blood go through the head and come down. The stay on the top doesn't come down. No energy to continue push it. The Eastern way will find a way to support the body, to allow the body balance, and the body can go. Instead, and the other way, control the body. See, that's the different concept. Let us point out the side effect of this medication.
Let's look at the side effects first for lisinopril. And you'll notice there's some overlap in the side effects amongst the three medications. Lisinopril has a side effect of fatigue or weakness, a dry, persistent cough, dizziness, lightheadedness, sometimes changes in taste, often headaches, heart palpitations, chest tightness, and mood changes with anxiety or low mood, as well as digestive upset. For omeprazole, there's bloating, gas, constipation or diarrhea, nausea, headache, and fatigue or muscle weakness. For sertraline or Zoloft, we have nausea, diarrhea, dry mouth, indigestion, loss of appetite, headaches, trouble sleeping, dizziness, fatigue, and tremor, increased sweating, nervousness, agitation, and minor weight changes, as well as decreased sex drive and erectile dysfunction.
Suppose this patient coming in, complain, all of this, only complain 30% of this condition. What do? Are we deal the condition or are we deal the side effect? Thinking this way. So all of these side effect, they are not the side effect, they are effect. Soon or later. So every sentence represents organ function disorder. Organ function disorder, which means this medication impacts your physical organs and cause the function of this organ disorder. For example, we say nauseous. What is nauseous can be? Colon can cause nauseous. Your stomach can cause nauseous. Therefore, if you have this nauseous happening, then what's happening? Your digestive system be impacted. Palpitation, the heart can be impacted. Fatigue, your heart, your kidney, your lung, all of these organs can be impacted. Chest pain, pericardiums, your heart. Therefore, you just I can rearrange all of these side effects based on the Chinese medicine 5-element consciousness framework and give you a totally different kind of framework to see what this side effect or effect caused your body. Now you're just thinking this way now. When the patient coming in, he will never explain it to me, but I need to know. I need to know, oh, this one you're doing, right? Hypertension, we say. Any organs function disorder can cause the hypertension, which is you don't have enough energy. When that person coming in for his knee issues, chronic knee issue, that means his kidney has issue. His kidney has issue. The kidney function has issue. So I have to support, but he doesn't. Now he has one more issue, very serious issue, which is acid reflux. So acid reflux look like it happens at the stomach, but according for the Chinese medicine, acid reflux, real issue is the liver function disorder. It's liver function disorder caused stomach function disorder. So we don't see this. Let us pull out of the 5-element consciousness framework. You look at the framework of the 5 elements. You might be able to see this immediately. What is the relationship in this framework? The kidney. If a kidney with the liver, we say it's the liver function disorder. What is the liver and the kidney's relationship here? It's the mother-child relationship. When the kidney doesn't have enough resource, then what? The child doesn't have enough support. When the child doesn't have enough support, the liver doesn't have enough support, then therefore liver cannot handle, cannot deal with most emotional issues, stress issues. Then the energy stagnation cannot handle it. In the daytime, you can be polite, controlled. In the nighttime, when you relax, whatever you suppress down, what's happening? They pop it up. They call it acid reflux. They don't reflect. There's no place to put it. They have to pop it up. So when we deal this, what's happening? Right? When the kidney really ask it help, what's kidney gonna to ask? Can you ask the mother of the lung? Does the lung can do that? You have a chronic cough. So he has what? Cover. Have a chronic cough. Now he even doesn't complain to me. He has constantly skin itchy. I see the skin has this issue. I saw it. He doesn't mention it. I know that lung already has issue. Your digestive system has issue because if you take this medication, you are nauseous. If a digestive system has issue, what is the relationship between stomach and kidney? Support or control. Once we put this kind of framework into this situation, even though according for the Chinese medicine, still it's a complicated case. Where are we going to start? How can we deal with these issues without the cost problems? That's why we need some kind of healing method, some kind of healing technique can allow us to start for healing without making a mistake. That's why Xiao Dao exists. Xiao Dao exists means follow natural law, not human law. Natural law means, according for Chinese medicine, every condition, every discomfort, every disease, illness is due to energy, or what we call the qi, stagnation, or blood stagnation, or emotional stagnation. That means something stuck there doesn't move. How can we move? How can we move? As long as qi can flow freely, as long as blood can flow freely, disease cannot enter. That is one of the primary goals for all the natural healing. In order to allow qi can flow freely, in order to allow blood flow freely, we need qi. We need energy. We need energy. So we need to allow the body or organ are related to flow, related to processing, can working together, can stand up for itself. Therefore, we don't have to do much based on our limited understanding, limited diagnosis. We can allow body step up, which means body can heal itself. That's the basic fundamental concept at the Xiao Dao concept. In this Xiao Dao concept, which two organs? Liver and stomach. These two organs contained capability to processing, to digest, to move. They are represented Dao. They are represented natural law. We call the element. Element means in this frequency, energy frequency, qi frequency, earth element is earth qi, earth consciousness, earth frequency.
Yeah.
What is
No,
in
it's
your
not.
mind? Think about the earth being it itself. How many years? Millions of years. Right? In this earth, how many generations, how many society, how many human beings, lives come, goes, can be processed, can be digested, can be changed dust to dust, ash to ash. If the frequency with the frequency can match, essence with essence can be cooperated together, then our digestive system contained essence, contained capability like earth itself, then we should be possible to digest and process any kind of illness and disease, even mentally, physically, and emotionally. Look at one more element called the wood element. The inner wood element is the most profound elements. Most profound element. The most profound element for the wood is they stand between visible and invisible. They transfer the visible and invisible. They can do something. We always see the wood element tree, for example. I use a tree as the example. All we see is the tree. You see the leaves, you see the change. Spring, summer, fall, and the winter. The color change. But we never see the root of the trees. The root is under the ground. You don't see it. But under the ground is invisible. Above the tree, also invisible, is wind. The tree just visible front of us, but receive two of the invisible. One is the invisible of the universe, and the other invisible is the earth. Can transform all of these information nutrients and allow they flow, come, goes. If we can receive the letter bed, this kind of essence or qi or consciousness, apply this into our organs, what things we cannot fix? What kind of energy will stuck into our body? We can processing, we can flow, we can get it healthier. That's why Xiao Dao concept is apply these two organs together, create a team effort. Xiao and Dao. Xiao concept associated with earth, processing, digest. Dao meaning flow. In Chinese can be flow. The tree can flow. Tree leaves always flow. When the wind comes, tree is moving. Have you seen the tree doesn't move? If a tree doesn't move, it will be broke. Tree always knows how to move with the winds because with the natural law. We started with this and started with the patience and give it the natural capability. Allow they can see. Allow the body take over. But we know after body started healing, because life is complicated, because today's life become more complicated, then how can we continue, even though we see the result? But not enough. Not enough. How can we get in deep? Xiao Dao 2 become second step to allow us getting in deep and get a deep healing. What is called deep healing? Deep healing is you apply all the information together and regrouped, make the concept to say, okay, based on this kind of condition, how can we regroup? How can we regroup the means? We say Xiao Dao concept, Xiao Dao 1 concept is we use the liver and stomach as the team. According for the 5 element consciousness, that's the other elements we haven't used. Because we believe as long as energy flow, disease cannot enter. As long as blood flow, disease cannot. These 2 organs can provide possibilities, allow us to achieve these goals, allow qi and blood flow. But life is complicated. Conditions are complicated. And the patient continue take the medication. It's complicated, right? Therefore, they continue influence the body, go down the hill. Because condition will continue. As long as you take a medication, condition will show you soon or later. Just sooner or later. How do we deal with it? We go to the level 2 concept. Level 2 concept is how do we regroup? How can we regroup the condition and make think, okay, based on this condition, what kind of choice do I have? In order to do this, we have to go back one more step, truly understand what is Chinese medicine, understand. How does Chinese medicine function to understand illness and disease? My opinion, that's a very important concept. In Chinese medicine, there are 3 the most profound concepts. One is yin-yang concept. The yin-yang concept, people call yin-yang principles. A lot of people thinking yin-yang just philosophy, which is true. It is a philosophy. It is one of the simple concepts. Positive and negative exist at the same time, and the good and the bad exist at the same time. It's one coin, 2 sides, which is daytime, nighttime. Everybody can talk about something yin-yang today. Yin-yang become one of the fashion words. It's fashion. Oh, I have yin-yang gardens. I have yin-yang thinkings. But can you truly understand this profound concept, the level of understanding? The level of understanding this yin-yang, then we have to go back to the source. Go back to the source, which is the most profound source, Tao. The Tao is everything. It's the beginning of the entire whole universe. It's the Tao. Only from the Tao can create the oneness. Oneness is still not yin-yang. Oneness cannot be discriminated. That doesn't have yin and yang. Oneness just it itself. Everybody understands oneness. Through the oneness, we have yin and yang. Once you have yin and yang, you have discrimination. You have good and bad. You have the good and bad. You look at this good and bad, you look at something good and bad. Can you fix? Can you not fix? This yin-yang principle used in Chinese medicine for thousands of years because they always looking for invisible power. In this yin-yang concept, the most profound, in my opinion, is yin and yang. There's 2 concepts, yin-yang. Visible, invisible. I would love to use this kind of word called visible and invisible. Everything is opposite concept. But at the superficial level, which is not the superficial level, is in our three-dimensional reality. These two elements, yin and yang, must be balanced and harmony. However, at the highest dimension, four-dimensional, spiritual level, yin and yang is not balanced. It's different levels of balance. Invisible always bigger than the visible. Even though today, in our visible reality, we already know human beings only know 4% of the universe. There are 96% we don't know. That's invisible. Dark energy, dark matters. Therefore, when we talk about the situation, talk about illness and disease, when someone tells you, no, based on this concept, based on your condition, it's impossible to heal. It is impossible, or we haven't seen the other possibility, which is impossibility, invisible possibility, upset possibility. That's one very important concept in Chinese medicine practice. Then definitely five elements. There's the other possibility. Everything can be as elements. In these elements, they have a unique relationship. Everything's about the symbolize. Everything's about the relationship. What is our relationship? Your body, your mind, your spirit, you with nature, you with the environment, you with your spirit. Everything's about this relationship. We all know our relationship. That's the second one. In this relationship, in this five-element consciousness, still contained yin-yang, because yin-yang concept is in this five elements. You just doesn't see. They are still oneness, everything. Then the last one is meridians. It's the other most magic, in my opinion, magic. All the magic today, what you talk about, psychic capabilities, come from the meridians. Because our human body has the other energetic body, we call it meridians. They are coming with you, they're living with you. You cannot carry it. I tell my patients, it's like you leasing one car. The car is not yours. The car is easy. You don't like it 4 years leasing up or 3 years. You can trade in. You can change it new. But the meridians, you cannot. That meridians with you entire life. When you die, the meridians back to the universe. Just remember, they are not yours. They are not yours. They belong to the universal. Therefore, they are capable and able to pass, to transform, to stimulate or simulation entire universe. Because they come from beyond time and space. They run through our body. Chinese medicine is based on these 3D most profound concept or entity, then build up medicine. So this never change. Therefore, Chinese medicine never change. Thousands of years ago, it's the same thing. Thousands of years ago, thousands of years later, it's still the same thing. And thousands of years down the future, it's the same thing. Never change. Because all has to based on natural law. When we practice Chinese medicine, we have to use these three natural laws. We use these three natural laws in our Xiao Dao concept. Then we will never make mistake. That's why healing is based on never make a mistake. Safety is the first priority. How can we have a safe healing processing? Follow the natural law, not human law. That's the concept. Now, based on this concept, apply to Xiao Dao 2. What is Xiao Dao 2 now we can do? Can help us to doing things. Let's go back to the 5-element consciousness framework again. You see, in the 5 elements, what we have? We say we are using wood element and the earth element is our primary elements. That's our primary elements. They are stated together. There's always created this Xiao Dao concept. Now, after this, in this 5-element framework, what do we have? We have 3 possibilities. What are our 3 possibilities? We can create one group as the wood element, earth element, and the water element. We can create a second possibility, wood, earth, and fire. Now we can last can be wood, earth, and metal. So apply this to the specific for the human body, that's liver, stomach, and kidney, liver, stomach, and heart, and the liver, stomach, and lung. After this, there are only 3 possibilities in front of us. So we apply this to these same patients. How do we do that? How do we differentiate this condition? Which groups, which organs I can put as the group effort and deal these conditions? That will go deeper to understand each organ's function. Each organ's function. For example, I will use the same condition like that patient come to me. In that complicated case, I can do Xiao Dao 1, and definitely at the same time, I can do acupuncture to help the knee pain. That's the issue. That's easy to help the knee pain, but doesn't mean I can cure the knee pain. Without the kidney function complete change, the knee pain will be there forever. So the knee with the kidney become real important primary issue. Then also can look at it this way, we say that because hypertension is related to the liver, can relate to the kidney. So his hypertension definitely associated with the knee, with the kidney and liver function. Based on this concept, he has one more acid reflux. His acid reflux also is what? Is liver and stomach. How many liver issues is there? How many kidney issues is there? So I will choose liver, stomach, and the kidney as the team efforts. In this group, I will create this based on this concept and look at each organ's function. How can I help him rebuild his liver function, his kidney function, his stomach or spring's function? Then therefore, he can lower the medication, work with his doctor side by side. Once he can lower the medication, what is happening? He will lower the effect of the medication, not the side effect of medication. And then eventually, he can totally stop the medication. The body can go back to the path. Healing path can start a real healing path. That's one way to do it. That's based on the condition. That's based on organ. I know until here, many people will think, what's happening here? Here happening is, we say one of the most beautiful things in Chinese medicine is what? Is yin yang. The yellow emperor, which is Huangdi Leijing, called the Bible of Chinese medicine. Inside, we'll talk about the yin-yang concept. This yin-yang concept control the life, will change. They say as long as you know the yin-yang concept, truly understand yin-yang concept, entire universe is in your hand. We don't want to control. Can you imagine all the leaders, world leaders know the entire world, entire whole earth, right? Who can do that? Not many people. Passed down for thousands of years, all of these, Jesus, Buddha, Lao Tzu, they discovered it, but they don't want to control the whole world. They think that this belong to the Tao, belong to God. They don't want to control, but we want to control. We want to control life. We want to control disease. We want to control everything. But we cannot do that. We can at least eliminate the condition. We can eliminate the condition. We can create a new life. We can create a new health. Here has the other angles, which is in this Xiao Dao 2. We are going to introducing to you how to understand your energy body with your physical body's relationship. That is the other beauty of the diagnosis, which is based on the meridians diagnosis. The meridians diagnosis is entire space and time. The modern science talk us is everything. It's about space and time. And through the location, we say location, location, location. And behind the location, there's always a meridians. Behind the meridians, there's always time. The meridians time is much faster than the speed of light. We think the speed of light is fast. No. In my opinion, no. The meridian 10 times faster than the speed of light. Speed of light. Meridians can do more than what we imagine can do. More than all the miracles happen, there's always at the meridians level. I observed my master. Just one needle put in the meridians to change it. Impossible they change. Can be possible. Because the meridians contain the entire information, the life. The life. Through this way, we can use that meridians to diagnosis. Because we use the location, we use the space and the time. We go back again, the patient walking in, when he complained the knee, one is the theories talk about the knee associated with the kidney, its function. That's the organ diagnosis. But the meridians, the major meridians running through the knee, the blood meridians and the kidney meridians will run through the knee. So when you have a knee pain, what's happening? You are difficult go up the hill or difficult go down the hill. You are difficult walk up the stair or walk down the stair. You will find the pain at the where? Inside the knee or outside the knee. It's a totally different story. Both stories related to the kidney function inside the knee and outside the knee because the location different. Meridians different. Then treatment is different. Here, you need much detail. We go to the detail, penetrate deeper to truly understand real issue. In the 5-element consciousness framework, we can say kidney issue or it's a water issue. Therefore, in these water elements, bladder and the kidney is side by side, right? Yin and yang. Which one is important? Location, location, location. Go back again. Is real kidney meridians issue or is the bladder meridians issue? Around this concept, allow us expand more to see much deeper of the invisible part. We say yin and yang. The concept is help us go to invisible part to allow us to see all. It's meridians relationship, not just organs relationship, because that's invisible part. That's real qi transformed part. There will be any other category in our Xiao Dao concept. I think I covered the most. That's not the most. In my opinion, that's not the most. I know most of you, most people start in the Chinese medicine, not just for business, for passion. For proud of Chinese medicine can create magic. What is the magic come from? It's qi. The qi is magic. Whose qi? It's Dao's qi. The qi is the real entity. Qi is not invisible, for someone can see qi. Qi is the real entity to transform the Dao to materialized. The qi is everywhere. Most of us started the Chinese medicine. There's always surprise when you observe your master or doctor create a miracle. You say, I want to learn this magic. I want to have these things that can help others because of passion, because exciting. But how can you help others, also help yourself? Because name is talk about the level of understanding. In the entire Chinese medicine, it's not the medicine itself, it's the self-cultivation. Where you can find some kind of path, not just can help others, but also can help yourself to grow. Xiao Dao 2, in my opinion, is the right path. To allow us experience in this path, how can we, as the practitioners, have a chance connect to the Tao, connect to the element itself, to understand our qi is fundamental life. It's important. Through our qi, we can impact others. Through our body balance, through our relationship with ourself, with natures, with the universe, we can impact others. We not just help they heal themselves, we also show the path they can change your life. That's, in my opinion, is more important, because they are not just deal the illness and disease, they are dealing the new life. I really wish this concept, each one of us can learn, can apply to today's complicated situation. Then we can see the great outcome in this healing path. Thank you very much.
So I'm going to give you a little bit of detail on where you can sign up for the course. Part 1 is on the learning platform to prepare yourself for part 2, to be held the weekend of December 6th and 7th, and the weekend of January 10th through 11th, 2026. In addition, for acupuncturists, for the total series, you can earn 27.5 CEUs from NCCAOM. Dr. Liu, thank you so much for this wonderful talk that outlined and thoroughly helped us understand what Xiao Dao is all about. We're looking forward to continuing the course.
It's an honor to share these wisdoms. I know a lot of acupuncturists, we are facing the challenge. It's unfair, right? Somehow, it's unfair. They should come to us first, but they are not. They come for us for last hope, and then also wish miracle. It's unfair, but in the Tao, everything happens for a reason. The reason is to make us truly understand, even though in today's complicated case, complicated situation, Tao still exists. Everything exists has a purpose. So if we can follow natural law, we can use natural law, we can apply this natural law, we will see the beauty of the healing. They say answer lies within. Thank you very much. See you in the class.